Hey everyone, it's been a while. I don't really like to do trends, but after watching some of the My Little Pony Virus Aus, the cookie virus on Anxiety Monster on TikTok, and for what I've seen people talk and react about that AU is so far my favorite one. I mainly wish the AUs would get rid of the status for the characters, since you can feel more distant and less caring rather than saying, oh yeah, this character is going to have a mental breakdown, instead of putting a percentage on how depressed they are. I'm not saying that they need to change it, it's their decision on how the story is told, but I personally don't like that, and I like to write characters' mental states and making them feel like a real person. This I just did for fun and would really, I won't really focus on it since I have the Sam's Last of Us AU that I really care about more. Go check it out, by the way. Discord is in the description. Anyways, I don't think many people do virus thing off of the My Little Pony Bats episode where Fluttershy becomes a vampire fruit bat. I really personally like that episode, and if I was going to make an AU off of it, I'd do it on that episode. Also, I'm not going to say fully out on the lore, and rather go off of like a character writing in a journal that helps reel people in, and I have a sense of wonder, and if you guys really like this, I'll make a part 2. Anyways, hope you enjoy. So what I did was, one, I was struggling on making the wing, and 2, the proportions of the body. I didn't want to make them where it was like, ooh, crazy proportions, woo. I was trying to just make it look like, oh, it's a vampire, oh no, syndrome, oh, very bad, which is why I was trying to make her skull look more like she has not eaten in a long time, because my little way I'm saying for this is that, yeah, they don't eat anything. Their only way of survival is blood. They need to drink the blood. So I was making her hair very sharp, very jaggy, a little bit unkept, kept her, or like was doing the design that was in that actual episode, and then I was just adding more to it, having where I was just making the ear tufts, having the markings of the colors being more monotone, because then I was like, ooh, I can make it where, oh, the ones who get infected with the syndrome have it where their pelts and their manes start to become less vibrant. Oh no, it starts getting monotone. Oh no, they're not acting like themselves. Oh, this is terrible. Oh no. Oh no, I killed Fluttershy like in all the common ones. Oh no. No hate to that. That makes sense. But at the same time, I was like, man, I want to try and not make Fluttershy die. And then I realized, oh wait, Fluttershy's just going to be infected. And then I also made it where she's like super skinny, and like her bat wings are fully developed, because if she's the first one, then she's gonna have it fully developed. I have it where I'm not gonna have the character at all, have it where they're going through mid-transformation. It's just kind of where you're just gone, you adios, you're not you, sad. And then I was gonna give her like one of those little tails like in those art styles, but I couldn't do it, so I just didn't do it. I enjoy actually how well I drew the fangs. I am so proud of how well I did those fangs. Like, incredibly just proud of those. Like, I think her design, I probably have the most fun with, because of all the little details, and then the way it works and how it like straight up got to everybody in a nutshell was like, you remember the episode, and like at the end of it like hints that she still has the fangs, and I'm like, for this okay, so like what if it didn't work? And so it like over time she got infected with it, and it took like, not infected with it, but like, that's why I called it like a syndrome, because it's done with magic. So like, is it like really an infection if it's done with magic? Like, so I just called it a syndrome because I was thinking about it, and yeah, it mainly sounds like a syndrome, like trying to go off a definition. And then I was like thinking, oh, I'm gonna make it where her spine is poking out of her back, and I was trying to make it look more realistic. And then I like had to go back in and out on different layers and like figure out like, oh shoot. And then like, oh, how am I gonna do this? And then I pulled up my other ref from my one Grimdark on AO3. They deserved it. And I think I took the colors from the actual Fluttershy, or maybe I didn't, who knows. I just used it for this silly little AU thing. And so I was like thinking, oh, like, you know, because when you see her design of her vampire fruit bat self, it's more very desaturated. She's like super desaturated. So I stuck with the cool desaturated colors and I made cool little echoes, and then I made her nose like a little bat nose. And that like, oh, she still kind of has her feathered wings, but not really. And like all that stuff. And I had fun more designing it than really caring if it was super spooky or not. I think the mental idea of her not being herself at all, and who knows what happened to her animal friends, is probably more concerning. Especially if she already infected one of her friends. And so far, from Pinkie's observations, and yes, I would say Pinkie's observations, she has noticed that it only affects Pegasi. That's interesting. Maybe think about it. This is something very important to think about. But I wanted to have it where if somebody saw her, they would see her and they're like, and she just looks and it's like not even her. It's not her anymore. That's not Fluttershy. That's Flutterbat. In reference to the line. But I had a lot of fun actually decorating and doing the little design, and I gave her little bat ears because I don't know, but that was fun, making the little lines and everything, and just doing the little shades, and like, not really shades, just quick detail, but just I had a lot of fun just decorating her, and it was very enjoyable decorating how she looked and everything, and I really liked it, and I liked doing her hair, and I like seeing the colors and seeing it come together. It was very nice. I don't fully like. There's one AU I think I actually really am invested, and that was the AU I mentioned before, the cookie virus one, and that's because I don't like the idea of the status of saying how stressed somebody is, because that's very confusing. To somebody who has very high anxiety, the idea of saying their stress is at 5, so are you saying they're a little stressed? Like, how does that work? Or like they're a little angry. So are they like frustrated? Like I don't want to be rude about it. It's just sometimes it makes me confused. Or maybe even how the percentage thing works. It's just I like the idea of instead of saying percentage, you say the character's feelings, because I feel like if you want to grab an audience and you want to make them attached, don't do percentages because you're using logic. So if you use logic, then it's a lot harder to make something more emotional. If you want that emotionalness, you want to work hard, then go and do that. You can do the percentage thing, go ahead. Like, I'm fine with that. Like, it's just one thing I see so many times, and sometimes I feel bothered. I don't know why. I just do. I just don't understand how you can put emotions on a number. And then I kept the bat cue marks as well, like jumping from topic here. I kept her little back cue marks, and it made me think, oh, well, if she were to affect others with this syndrome virus thing, then would their cue marks become like bats? And so, like, in the next speed paint, you'll see me doing that for Rainbow Dash, because I made her the next one to get infected. So you'll see that in a bit, and I'm under a few seconds here. Alright, now we have the emotional damaged Rainbow that I was deciding to work right after this, which was probably not the best idea, because I worked over an hour on Fluttershy's ref, probably an hour and 30 minutes at best, and the same thing happened with Rainbow here. And I wanted to make it where Rainbow was like in stage 2. So like the way I have it, where it's like the worst is it being fully completed. Like there's a finish line, except there's like there's gaps or like little marks of like, oh, you're 1/3 of the way. That's what this is. So like Rainbow in a nutshell is like 2/3 of the way to being completely fully infected. So yeah, she is not herself. She's hostile, very hostile probably. But I also was having fun just trying to. Oh, actually, I struggled a little bit making the pose, and then I had Flutterbat's wrath, and then I gave her like, oh, she's stage 2. Okay, so how do the bones and the wings, like, how does that work? And I was like thinking, well, what if, like, because if you ever look at bird wings and how they have the one bone, and I was like thinking, okay, well, what if they start developing more bones and then it sprouts out of the wing? And like, that's pretty painful. Like that's a good amount painful. So, and at first I gave her tufts on her ears, and then I rewatched the episode after, like, because I made like 2 recordings of this, so like the first one isn't that long, and then the second one you can see that I go back and I like change it to a normal ear because I was like rewatching the episode and I was like, oh yeah, she grows like these cool tufts on her ears and everything, and I was like thinking, okay, so stage 2 could be like something like that, and then have it. And then I forget to put Tufts in Rainbow's main, but we don't talk about that. She's fine. Don't worry about it. The only reason why Rainbow got infected was because when Fluttershy was at the orchard again, and they're like, "Oh, what's going on?" Like somehow she's gonna be, or somehow she's somewhere, and then Applejack goes and finds her, and then Flutterbat almost attacks Applejack, and then Rarity's like, not Rarity. Where does Rarity come from with this? And then Rainbow Dash is like, no, you don't attack my girl, because I do have it in my head where they're probably canon where they do like each other, because last episode of My Little Pony said it. I'll take that. I'll take that as it's saying it. Nothing can tell me otherwise. So yeah, lesbian wife, she gone. She got bit on the arm, not the arm, her leg, I guess, one of her front legs, and it goes to like, at first you're not feeling so good. You're not gonna feel so hot anyways. It's like a whole entire body change, and then it goes to like where it's just the body is malnourished, because now all it feeds on is blood. Its last resort is feeding and eating apples. That's its last resort. So yeah, at this point, they're probably not vampire fruit bats anymore. They're probably just vampire ponies at this point. And so far, like I said before, it's only been done to Pegasi. But like, think about it, does Twilight get infected? Because if we think about My Little Pony and how the magic stuff works, how each of them has a specific magic, and then alicorns have all 3. So would this allow them to probably get infected? In my book, probably. Heck yeah, it would. But then at the same time, like, how would it really infect an alicorn? And I don't know if I really want to test that out. I just know that Applejack and Twilight are probably full of self-blame, and it's not doing so. They're not doing so good. And I realized, oh yeah, I hurt Scootaloo since I did this to Rainbow Dash. And I at first I didn't make the wound very detailed, which, how dare me for not making a very detailed wound. That is entirely unfair. We gotta have the emotional damage happen to Rainbow Dash. She dies in almost every single Grimdark. She's gotta get infected in this. Of course she does. It's the tradition. Tradition is our way. We have to. You can see me trying to fix the wound. And then I'm like, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna infect the whole entire the area where it's at, and then it looks cool as heck. So, worth it. The colors I did for her are very monotone, just like Fluttershy's. Whoa, look at that! Oh, it turns out their coats get really, like, I don't know, it gets really earthy like, man. Oh no. But, like, I don't want to have it where I have a character who's getting infected and that it's gonna be like, oh no, part of me feels like this, that's so bad, oh no, it's more like, it take over you. Like I said, it's a syndrome. So, not really the best thing. And of course I add blood texture, because we gotta have the blood texture, man. Why can't we? And the inside of their mouth starts to become black. And it's probably like an easier way to probably hide the mouth in a way. I don't know. It just becomes dark when it starts to infect the pony from a bite. Because when that happens, oh boy, there's no cure. So far, the only way you can probably be okay is like all my other AUs. Death. Death is the only way you can save in this apocalypse. Sad, sad, very sad. But I had it where, oh yeah, she looks a little bit like her normal self, but is she really her normal self? Oh no, no, she not. She gonna probably like attack you. And like, if it's not a Pegasi and it's an Earth Pony or Unicorn, bro, you are dead because they are gonna suck you dry of blood, and then even after that, their hunger is not complete. They will still go after you. Like, I mean, not after you, you're dead, but like anybody else, they will go after. Like, you are donezo. Like, you're spotted and they're not going to let you leave the site because they are starving. I made it where her ribs were a bit visible. I couldn't really do that with Fluttershy since her chest was like kind of covered from the angle she was in, so that wasn't really the best thing I could do. But I made sure for the most part that it looks really cool and her design's very pretty and all, and I really liked how it turned out. And doing Pinkie Pie next was fun. I even made her have her little journal and what she knows, and I'm not fully exposing fully how, but I'm just having fun with the idea. It's my little concept, so it's not bad. Anyways, hope you liked Rainbow Dash's design, and soon we'll move on to Pinkie Pie's. Now, for Pinkie, I already had a design made for her, and I just used the one that I used from the, I think it's the Pinkie's Brew, because I already made her a very cool little design, and I didn't want to make her like how everybody else does, and either she's like probably highly depressed, or she's about to lose her mind, or and stuff like that. So my brain was like, we're gonna make Pinkie Pinkie, like in all my AUs, and everything that has Pinkie Pie in it, Pinkie always stays Pinkie, because I am tired of the idea of Pinkie Pie not being Pinkie Pie in any of them. I can see Pinkie Pie trying her best to be positive for everybody else and trying to keep them smiling. Because one thing I wish people remembered was yes, Pinkie can get really depressed because she's a really positive person. And fun fact, a lot of people who are actually pretty positive are actually pretty depressed at the same time. So, what I did for her was I was making it where she is literally trying her best to help everybody, and she really wants to help everybody just keep their smile and stay positive, even if she's breaking under the seams herself. Now, for how I was drawing her, I was going to originally give her eye bags like she had been previously crying about things, except she's been trying to pretend that everything's okay, nothing's going on, and then I forget about the eye bags, but you know, it's fine. So I always struggle drawing Pinkie Pie's hair because I always forget how it goes. So I'm like doing back and forth, and I'm looking at like an actual, the actual drawing of her in like the show, and I'm like struggling to draw it. And then I somehow figure it out. Don't ask me how. I somehow do. Oh my god, I just moved the mic. No. But my one favorite thing is I give her this full on outfit that I feel like she'd definitely wear, and I feel like she'd be searching for baking supplies. Sorry, had you know what, let's move on, it's fine, everything's all right. So she is basically, she's still got her high bubbly energy, she's still trying her best, but I really wish people would like pay a lot more attention to how Pinkie is, because in the song, like from the word flawless, she does say how she's all bubbles and laughter, that she might not be sincere, and that yeah, she jokes a lot, but she cares a lot for her friends. She's not this one character that's just she's got build, guys. We gotta pay attention to her build. We gotta appreciate her. And she's like one of my favorite ones besides Fluttershy. So I enjoy Pinkie Pie way too much. And when people are like, oh no, Pinkie's gonna be scary. No, she's not. Pinkie and all my AUs is just gonna be herself and is gonna be vibing. She's just there. She's just along for the ride, and she's trying to make everybody else along for the ride just have a nice time, even though everything sounds very sucky right now. She right now is in Rarity's boutique because when the oh no incident happened, she everybody's like, oh no, you need to, you not go outside, oh no, vampire pony, oh no, it go bad, that's not good, oh no. So Pinkie is mainly the one who actually goes out and gets supplies, while Rarity stays in her boutique and watches over Sweetbelle and Scootaloo, because when the scenario happened, insert Rainbow Dash getting bit, and the whole thing with Sweet Apple Acres, you know. So they took in Scootaloo, to keep Scootaloo safe. And Scootaloo is very sad what happened to Rainbow, but she will keep going out of spite because that is Scootaloo. We love a good out of spite. So when I was drawing Pinkie's tail, I wanted to make it curve, but then I realized that's not fluffy enough, and I was trying to make it more fluffy because, and like you might realize, oh, she's got maybe a little chub to her. That's okay. We all love, we love any body type here, and if you say otherwise, I will instantly delete your comment like the most reasonable, cool, very kind person on earth. Because that's what I do. It's like, don't worry, you will have no argument. Your argument will be Thanos snapped. You're welcome. Anyways, oh no, anyways. So I made her a little fluffy, but then I realized the fluff wouldn't show because she's got these cool little things over her legs so that she's safe and that she has these little bandages to stay safe. You know, she looks cool. She has the drip. You know what I mean? She looking cool. I made a little audio of her journal, which lasts about 2 minutes, which my original script lasted about 4 minutes. All these speed paints took about 4 hours. I don't think I'll let that go to waste. I will not have that go to waste. So I will play her journal talk for you guys. I hope you enjoy. Day 8 of the blood bite syndrome. It's been a while since I wrote in my journal. Sorry about that. I've been helping Rarity in the boutique. Since after Rainbow Dash got worse and almost attacked one of us, me, Rarity, Scootaloo, and Sweetbelle have been bunkered down in the boutique. I've been mainly the one getting supplies while Rarity stays and watches the fillies. I really try to find things I can use to bake. Maybe if I found some flour and things to make cupcakes, I could cheer them up. It's been stressful, and I mean Scootaloo mainly. After hearing Rainbow Dash becoming something like Fluttershy, well, Flutterbat, I don't want to think there's no way we can save them. A lot of ponies would tell me at this point it's a lost cause, and you know deep down, I think they're right. But I don't want to think maybe there's nothing we can do. Every time I go out for supplies, I barely see any pony, besides the ones who are drained off their blood from the vampire ponies. I don't even call them vampire fruit bat ponies anymore. They barely eat apples, from what I see as a last resort. I've only seen Pegasi have the blood bite syndrome. I'm worried about Applejack and Twilight. I have no idea if Twilight is infected, since, well, she's an Alcorn, right? Maybe she can be infected with this? I don't know. Sweetbelle and Scootaloo are really worried for Apple Bloom. Rarity tries and pretends to be positive. I know she's lying. She always says that they're probably fine and safe, but I know from the look on her face she's lying. I feel really bad for them. And all this happened over the vampire fruit bats and sweet apple acres. Maybe we should have listened to Fluttershy. Maybe things would be okay, and we could all be happy and smile if it weren't for that spell. I'm sorry, Fluttershy. Maybe I should have thought seriously at that moment. I didn't know this would happen, and I'm sorry. I'm sure your animal friends and Angel are gone by now. Again, I'm really sorry. So as you heard, she has lots of guilt. Very much. Tons of guilt. Over the moon with guilt for not listening to Fluttershy and rather having fun singing the song, because that's what she does. She enjoys having fun and, like, yeah, sure it's serious, but she's the comic relief. She's gotta be having fun with this, you know? But who knows it would have ended so badly as it did. So besides now the main rest of them having some pretty bad PTSD and guilt, Pinkie's trying her best, and she really is hoping that maybe, just maybe, they can find a way to fix it. Because the first cure didn't fix it. That didn't work. Like, shoot, that didn't work, man. And that really, really didn't work. And that's just really terrible. And I noticed how I didn't color the one full sock in right because I didn't notice the slight color hue, and now I'm not so happy about that, but we will ignore that and we will go back to talking about how mentally Pinkie Pie ain't doing so good. Because she not. She really isn't doing so hot, because deep down she's really trying not to get upset. She really is trying hard. She doesn't want to let anybody down. She really doesn't. She wants to make sure she's there for them. She wants to make sure she's up and ready. But who knows if she'll ever be ready? That's the question here. And now I think about it, I didn't talk about how I made her design look like she has sprinkles all over her. Oh my god, it is my favorite redesign I've ever done. and I think it is favorite. I know animating, dear God, that's a lot of floating objects. I'm not planning on animating or making stuff with these guys. I just had fun making them. I have an idea for if you guys want a part 2, like I said. If you do, it would be mainly Twilight, Applejack, and then who else am I missing? Twilight and oh wait, no, I'm not missing anybody because the 2 other infected. Whoop! Maybe I'll make it off of Scootaloo and Sweetie Belle and Apple Bloom. If Apple Bloom is ever alright. I'm not gonna say if she is or not because who knows, I didn't plan that far ahead. But so far, I have it where this is almost, so far, this is almost week 2 of everything happening and everything going down. Ponyville is gone. I don't know if I want to bring the well, I cannot say Royal Sisters. Royal Sisters don't exist. Anyways, I mean, I don't know. I think, I don't know. I don't even, I think like how in all stories they'd just be like, oh, but they got this. And then after getting the letter, it's like, oh, maybe they don't got this. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I don't really want to involve them. I don't really like, I like Luna. Celestia, I don't know, man. She's fine, but I don't know if I want to invite them to the drama. I mean, like I know a lot of people do, but maybe they won't be talked about. They're Bruno. We don't talk about we don't talk about them. We don't talk about them. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. They're just gone. Maybe they went to another AU. Who knows, man? Who knows? Maybe they just adiosed. You know, the normal. Yeah, it's totally normal to adios on your whole entire civilization, but you know what I mean. I don't want to involve. I like them having the main little guys with Pinkie Pie staying with Rarity at the boutique. And who knows where Twilight and Applejack are? Maybe they're alive, maybe they're dead, maybe they're infected. I will not say. I will never say. But so far, I love the crap out of Pinkie's design. Pinkie is a mood. For me, she's a full-on mood. I love this girl. She is amazing, and I love her hair. Wonderful. I love my design for her. It makes me overjoyed. Anyways, though, I hope you enjoyed all of this. And like again, I said if you want a part 2, make sure you say. I'm not going to fully focus on this at all. If I would, I'd probably make a Grimdark about it. But I'm going to mainly be focusing on my other Apocalypse AU that's like The Last of Us, called the Sam's Last of Us AU. Sam's is the Sun and Moon show. It's a very good show. You should go check it out. It's very good. Anyways, I am very happy about it. I have a Discord for the Sam's Last of Us AU. I have a whole story planned out. So far, its summaries on 7 pages. So dear Lord, and I'm not even done yet. But I hope you enjoy this fun, silly little video I made in about a few days. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Like again, if you want part 2, say it in the comments. And please ask nicely. Do not tell me and command it. I will not have motivation if you do. Anyways, hope you enjoy. Goodbye.